Welcome. This is Barry Jones from Angelic Wisdom, and we're here for our general monthly angel reading for June 2022. So, before I begin, I'd just like to welcome everyone who is returning to this monthly series, and also to welcome anyone who might be new to our angel community. Um, just as a reminder, the videos for the 12 zodiac signs will be coming out the following week. And so I want you to be sort of on the lookout for those. I call those the angel scopes. So just be aware that they will be coming out. Also, if you're new to my channel, this is my 10th anniversary year on YouTube. And so I'm offering my first time promotional angel reading on my current website, theangelschool.com, on the services page. And there's a link in the description area below this video so that you can go directly there. And you would just select that offer. It's unlimited for the rest of this year. Also, if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, and at the end, if you really have enjoyed the content, please make sure that you do subscribe, select the all notification bell, and like and leave comments, as this helps with the algorithms and also brings the content that is this content to your newsfeed often, and we'll share other content that is similar to this. So it just benefits everyone all the way around. And as we get into this reading, I just want to go over the format here. The card on the left is going to be from the Major Arcana of this deck, and it will highlight the major themes and influences that you'll be working with in this month. It sort of focuses on that bigger picture, right? And then the card on the right is going to be from the Minor Arcana. It's going to reveal how that Major Arcana lesson is impacting you on a day-to-day, and then possibly offer us some guidance about how we can manage those energies. The card in the center is from the Archangel Oracle, and this will give us the archangel that you'll be working with in this month. And as a suggestion, you might want to journal. You could do automatic writing with the archangel in order to get to know this angel better, and then writing yes, so that you can really get a sense of how this archangel interacts with you, get a sense of their presence, their energy. And also, you can use oracle or tarot cards alongside, like just the way I'm doing it here, or you could just pull an oracle card and do some automatic writing or journal. These things will help to strengthen your connection with the angels and God. Okay, so you can also do the same in terms of connecting with God as well. All right, so let's take a deep breath together. And just connect in with your heart space. And as the angels come in and touch your heart, allow your heart chakra to open wide and feel it expanding all the way around you until you feel that you're completely enveloped in the energy of your heart chakra, that it's like forming a bubble of light around you. And the angels show me the sign of a tree that's in its branches look like an umbrella. And so this is a sign of security and being safe. They wrote the word safe. They first wrote the angel number 6, which is about not worrying. The tree in the shape of an umbrella is letting you know that you're being watched over and protected. And the angel number says, don't worry or obsess about material items, including money. Worry lowers the effectiveness of your prayers. Fortunately, the angels can answer your prayers if you ask them to. And I'm getting a strong feeling that this year this month, they really want you to do this journal with the archangel that you're working with. You can do this with your guardian angel, the archangel, or God, whichever or whomever you feel most connected with. But they want you to instead of worrying, they want you to first receive enlightenment. And so specifically journaling with this archangel or your guardian angel or God will create a stronger connection. So the tree is always about the connection for me between you and your higher self and God. That the trunk of the tree is sort of the highway, and if it's narrow or very wide, it tells me how strong and clear that communication is open or closed. So this will help you, instead of twiddling your thumbs, and worrying and being really anxious and not. Usually, what we do is we stagnate when we have anxiety or worry. When we worry, we create stagnation, meaning that the anxiety is energy. It's information, it's inspiration, it's creativity. And when you worry, you imprison it. And the anxiety is a response to that imprisonment. That you're feeling the potential, divine potential. I wish I could express it in words. That it's like the most, wow, think of it as like an electrical storm of enormous power. It can't be contained. It's meant to flow. It's like your neurological system, it's all these neurons and these sparks and it's all flaring, and it's hot, right? It's hot frequency. It's passion. And its only purpose is to flow. When we worry, we slow it down, and in most cases we imprison it, and it will not be contained. And so the anxiety is a bubbling up of this containment field which should not exist. And so instead of worrying, you need to process. Instead of worrying, process. And you can process in many ways. Journaling. If you're confused, journal. If you're doubting, when you're confused, you're basically saying you don't trust yourself. You don't trust the world, and so you allow yourself to be confused, so that you feel like you don't know what to do with this energy. But that anxiety will increase and increase, and then you basically this frequency, this energy, this source energy, your higher self will use every available pathway to get across to you that you need to set yourself free. That is to say, it uses your dreams, it uses this vibrational emotional component that we're talking about. It uses inspiration, creativity. It will use any mode of a medium of expression to find a way for you to process it in its natural way of development and flowing. So they really want you to build this connection. And I don't know if it's a sense that this is also expanding, that the universe is amplifying, and it's almost like they're upgrading um, your circuitry in order to more clearly understand and communicate with them, and to be able to process this dynamic information that is always flowing through you, so that you're less afraid of it, because and more clear about your role and your purpose, and how you can use it to support you in feeling whole and successful. And these are all things that are up to us. We can either feel doubtful and feel, like we're failures, or experience failure, or we can, through our approach, experience success and happiness, keeping in mind that it's a journey. Success, it's a practice, it's a daily practice. And this goes to what we're just talking, a weekly reading about the input output. So worry is not a way to manage the input output. You have to find a way to process. Some people organize, some people journal, and I think you need to do a little bit of both. You need to have you need to be able to process through understanding, which journaling or any kind of oracle might help you to do. And then you need to structure and organize your schedule, in the sense of making sure that you're giving priority to this important dynamic of creativity, and that you just don't sit on it by worrying and doubting. All right, so let's take a look at the archangel that you're working with this month. And this is perfect for this, because Archangel Michael helps us to overcome our fears by asking us, as the card says, to stand in your power and be true to yourself. See, fear blanketly is about not being true to yourself. That you're not flowing with who you are. You're not flowing with all the information and all of that dynamic energy that is you. It is your divine potential. And whenever you're not flowing with who you are, it's because you're not being yourself, or you're withholding aspects, facets of yourself that need to sparkle and shine when the summons of your heart calls it forth. And I watch some people, and I've done it too, where we have desires, we have wants, and then all of a sudden you get the clear message that you desire or want this, and then all of a sudden you doubt it by questioning yourself about whether or not you should do this, but yet you were inspired to do it. Now, of course, there are some things that are compulsive, right? Or sort of like addictive, like you almost feel like you're being triggered and you have no control. But that's a whole different feeling, and you know it. It's not what I'm talking about. This kind of comes inspired, and then it comes with a little bit of fear. And that's why your ego will hop on that immediately, because that's stepping outside of any cycle, or yeah, because the ego is repetitive, it's addictive, right? So it's stuck on something, it's looping something. But when you're inspired, it steps beyond that, and it puts you in a place of uncertainty. And that's why that doubt or fear comes, or that risk factor um, is comes into play. Where you become concerned or worried because you don't have real reference for this, except in your fear playbook, your past. Your ego will bring up, well, see, remember how that went wrong? You trusted and that didn't happen, that kind of thing. So, you know, but you would experience this less if you would practice this kind of thing less. If you just trust it and see what unfolds. There's no huge tragedy in seeing what's possible. Your ego will tell you, it will create a whole list of things that could go wrong, but you have to stop entertaining that, because the result is that you feel restless, anxious, because you are imprisoning yourself. The worry is imprisoning that energy that cannot be contained, because it's eternal, it's infinite. There's no container you could place around it. The only thing that you can do is restrict, or attempt to restrict, this energy, and it will backfire basically on you by the examples of worry, anxiety, restlessness, irritation, being frustrated. These kinds of emotions will come to the surface, sort of as it sort of like as if when something stagnates, right, it becomes toxic slowly, and then it bubbles up, right? It creates sort of these bubbles of gases in order to release this energy, because the energy is always trying to find its way out. So call upon Archangel Michael to help you to have the courage and the confidence to trust in your divine guidance, despite any fears that you might have. Talk it out with God. Talk it out with Archangel Michael. Enlist your guardian angels to keep infusing you with a sense of peace and trust. And they wrote the word excessive. They're not ever asking you to do something that's excessive. They're never going to demand anything of you, number one. They're only revealing to you what you're ready for, what you have prayed for, what your prayers have culminated in. It's the result, and it's been presented to you because it is the path of your fulfillment. I don't know why they wrote book, but I felt like it was going to be like the book of something. And I don't know what that means because they didn't write more about it. But I almost felt like there's, I don't know if it doesn't feel like you're writing a book, but it feels like a spiritual book, like the book of something. That's all I know, the book of something. And that you might find some, you might find enlightening and life transforming. All right, so let's take a look at the message from the guardian angel, but the Major Arcana. And so we have justice here. Okay, fairness, the law, karma. And both of the swords here that the archangel and this guardian angel is holding. And I just get this sense about, being true to yourself and being aware of this input output in terms of balance. So for me, I'm getting a sense of equilibrium. And also, this word fairness. It's just something I was just talking about in the weekly angel reading, which you might want to watch for the 23rd and 29th of May. And there's this sense of practicing balance in your life, right? So your expectations on yourself. Again, they were just talking about they would never, ask you to do anything excessive, and you don't have to. It has to be in balance with your own energy, the way that you're wired, the way that you work, right? Like I said, I'm not easily motivated person. Like I probably have low motivation, and it's just my wiring, and it does piss me off when people will have tried to label it as being lazy, but I know I'm not lazy because I have a lot of desires, and I'm very clear that I've always been someone who's here to help people. So when it's the thing that's right for me, then I'm totally inspired and moved. But there are aspects of things sometimes that are not inspiring, but they are part of that process of that creative dynamic that's summoning through us, and that's calling us towards a project or something very meaningful. And so the idea is to balance those things out, because in the practice of success, it is something that begins from the start. You are doing something that you love, that your whole heart is devoted to, right? And so whatever you're working on, it should always bring you that same high, that feeling of success. Success is first the feeling, not just the accomplishment of that goal. It's the feeling all along the way. And there are things that take us out of that practice of success. And those boring, mundane aspects, you have to not, if they really stress you out, don't spend a lot of time. Work with them in small doses so that you don't lose the momentum or your inspiration. And as I was saying, sprinkle them throughout your schedule in small doses so that you're not avoiding them. Because when you avoid, that's going to create the anxiety. That's going to create the worry. You won't be able to rest. Like yesterday, I had to do my chore and, cleaning chore. And then it was a day I could just relax. And then I couldn't relax because the chore was on my mind. So I realized, get it done. And then I was free to relax. So again, this is what I mean by this balance here. You have to balance the things in your life to make sure that you can sustain the feelings of prosperity or success or joy or peace or pleasure. And don't sit down and say, okay, I got to get this horrible thing done. And then 3-4 days you're doing it. Now you're way out of the practice of success. You'll be drained and have no energy for the thing you love. And then you might just give up, right? And then people will call you, as they might label you, lazy. But that's just not it. It's about knowing how to work with your energy, not to put expectations on yourself that go beyond the energy you're starting with. And the idea is that you can build this frequency. Your energy will expand if you work within your own natural energy flow. And so, break things down into doses that you can handle them and that you can feel good and you can feel successful about what you're trying to do. This also, just one more thing about this fairness component, and I know I said this in the weekly video, but it bears saying here, is that fairness, or seeing the world as being fair, is based on this mindset. So if you don't work with your energy, then, and you overtask yourself, then you will feel this lack of fairness about life in general. You won't feel that things ever work out for you, that you're lucky, that other people are, and all kinds of reasons and blah, 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 blah. So think about this input-output balance and this practice of success, because it cultivates the way you see things. All right, so let's take a look at the card from the Minor Arcana, and the other message from your guardian angel is the Nine of Fire. So this is the Nine of Wands, and this card says protection, preparedness, resilience. So usually we see somebody that's just, taking a hit and they're trying to keep everything standing. They're the lonely lone person here, trying to guard everything on their own. So one of the ways that you might get your energy gets drained is this is taking on more than you should, like you taking on more responsibility than your skills or talents require, or that you're taking on responsibilities that don't allow you to maintain that feeling of success. So you can't do it all. So don't be the person who, don't be the martyr here, right? So support. And you see her guardian angel is standing behind her. Remember to call on your support, but also to seek out support. If in those areas, maybe there's certain tasks that just are not your thing. And if you have the resources, or if you have good friends who would do it for you, then engage that kind of support. Get help, ask for it. Instead of draining your energy to be deployed towards your own strengths, right? So where you feel you have these weaknesses, then find support. And that will help you to maintain this balance in your energy and allow you to really be who you truly are. So don't let certain things get in your way and impede you from being who you truly are, because you try to do it yourself and you can't do it alone. You can't do it alone. You can't defend everything. You can't manage every part of it. That's why we have teams. And you might need to enlist your own team to support you. All right, so the really sort of big takeaway I'm getting from this is that in this month, it's going to be really important for us in terms of, with Archangel Michael, integrity, being true to ourselves, and paying attention to the signs, because it's a huge part of manifestation. Knowing when we are feeling anxious or negative emotions, it means in some way that we're not allowing ourselves to be who we truly are, that we are withholding or imprisoning something that is trying to flow, trying to express itself. And as we do this is an important healing factor for the entire universe. For the entire universe. As each one of us becomes our true self, then we literally reactivate oneness on our planet. So I send you lots of love and angel blessings, and have a beautiful, month of June. God bless you.